Hello people, and welcome to episode 5. We're going to jump straight into it from where we left off on episode 4. With episode 4, we had just collected some cobalt and ardite from the nether, both Tinker's construct ores, that allowed us to make our fancy new pickaxe, which I've got selected now. But the next thing we need to do, and as I mentioned at the end of episode 4, was that we need to make a tool station so that we can make a hammer so that we can get digging into the mountain hall. And to begin with that, to make a tool station, simply pick up your old tool station. Tool forge, sorry, I believe it's called. Put 3 seared bricks along the top and 4 down like that, so you make another table shape with the old table in the middle, and you get the tool forge. This allows you to make advanced tools. So if we bring the tool forge over here to our smeltery and look at it, we now have the hammer, the lumber axe, the excavator, the scythe, the cleaver, the battle axe, and I believe, yes, we have the ability to make bows now as well. But our interest primarily is in the hammer. So in order to make a hammer, we're going to have to make a couple more stencils. We need 3 more stencils, one for this, one for that, one for that. What are those? Well, that's the hammer head. This is the large plate, and that is the tough tool rod. If you missed how we made stencils in the beginning, we need some wood. We need some sticks, because we need 3. And like that, that's how you make a blank pattern. With 3 of these, we come over to our stencil table. We place them into the stencil table, and that allows us to pick our patterns. Now I'm going previous because they are toward the end. There's our hammer. That's our large plate. And that's our tough tool rod. From here, we need to make stone versions, and the sun is going down, so I will sleep before we do that. There we go. Just grab a stack of cobble. Go across to our tool forge. Our part builder, sorry. We want a stone hammerhead, a stone large plate, and a stone tough tool rod. Again, these are completely intermediary. We're never going to use them other than for making these stencils. So we need 3 aluminium brass, which we just so happen to have, which is great. We will wait for that to melt, but we'll prepare this. Something else I did do is I installed a permanent second casting table to drain off of the casting basin in the event that there is not enough to create the full block from a casting basin. It'll just make the production of ores in the future a little bit quicker and easier to deal with, and of course this whole setup will be moved eventually. And I forgot to turn this off, so we're going to have to remelt that aluminium brass. Yeah, that's a pity. But as you can see, that was very quick to get out of that casting basin. I swear I didn't do that on purpose. But that did allow me to recover that accident very quickly and easily. It seems that aluminium brass melts quickly, which is nice. Something else we should do while we're waiting is take these old stone forms and trash them. They'll never be needed again. There's our large plate cast, tough tool rod cast, and the hammer cast. And with that, we have the necessary parts in order to make the hammer that we're going to make. Something else I did between episodes is I melted down our ardite and cobalt just so I had an idea of how much we really have. The tough tool rod costs a material cost of 3. As you can see, when you mouse over these casts, it tells you exactly how much you're going to need. We want our hammerhead to be made of cobalt because it is the fastest material, and that, as I've mentioned before, the head of your tool determines its damage or its mining speed. Then we're going to make our plates out of ardite. Only one really needs to be made out of ardite to give it the stone bound property, but we're going to do that for the sake of balance, I guess, aesthetic balance. And finally, our tough tool rod is going to be made out of manulin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut briefly here while I melt down all these bits and pieces. You've seen me do it before. I'm going to melt them down, I'm going to cast them, and I'll come back to put the tool together. See you soon. Alright, here we go, pouring out the final part of the hammer, the tough tool rod. And with that, we have all the parts for the hammer. Now, it came at a hefty cost of 16 ardite, 8 cobalt, and 3 manulin. But there is a very good reason that we spend so much materials on such a great tool. It's not precision like the pickaxe, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second after I've named it. Of course, the Crushing King. It's not precision like the pickaxe, and as you'll see as we go in here, and it's not quite as fast on any single block, but what it makes up for in speed, it takes out a 3x3 area. And as long as the material of the block that you're targeting is higher in durability than the other blocks around it, all 9 will be mined. So if I was to mine out some stone that was next to obsidian, the obsidian would not be mined out. But if I was to instead target the obsidian, the stone nearby would be. That's the power of the hammer. The hammer takes an extraordinary chunk out of anything that we want to. So that's going to make digging this area out absolutely a cinch. But we're still going to need the pickaxe for doing things like carving out these pillars. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get started on digging this thing out. But before we do that, actually, I think we need to take the same treatment that we gave the pickaxe to the Crushing King, which is to say that we need to give it, and as the sun goes down again, we need to give it some redstone. And I think just like the last one, we'll give it 2 sets. So that will be 10 blocks of redstone and 10 pieces of redstone for the total, I believe. The other thing that you can see is how fast it goes. The mining speed is lower than I believed it was going to be, but that's because, unlike what I thought was, the head takes the speed for the tool in question in terms of the hammer. That's incorrect. It takes a partial of the plates used and the kind of head that you used. So we get slightly faster than we would with ardite, but we get slower than we would with cobalt. But we've made it now. There's no real going back. So there's 50. and there's 100 with one modifier remaining. If you haven't understood yet, each tool has 3 modifiers to start with, unless you use something which is called writable, which is a resource. So like Ardite gives the tool Stonebound, or Manulin gives Reinforce 2, paper or Thaumium from Thorncraft will give your tool the writable trait. And writable means for every part of writable that you have, you get 1 extra modifier. So if you made an entire tool out of paper, you would get quite a few modifiers, but making a tool out of paper is generally a bad idea. If we look in materials and new and go to the paper material, here we are, its durability is 0.3, so whatever the total durability of the tool would be, it then becomes a third. So if you make an entire tool out of paper, it becomes a third of 30, so it becomes 10. Or rather, 10 for each part used. And then you have the full, see, as you can see here, 9 for a full tool durability. The mining speed is 2, so it's very slow and it can only mine stone. So, but it does have the writable trait. So it's a very bad idea to make an entire tool out of paper in order to try and get more modifiers. But that's where Thaumium comes in, and Thaumium is fantastic. And we'll make tools out of Thaumium later perhaps, but I feel like the tools that we have now are pretty much as good as they're going to get until we start adding more onto them in terms of additions like redstone or lapis. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to speed up here while I show you the power of digging out this area now that we have the hammer, and show you just how much less time it's going to take us overall to get this thing done. See you in a bit. So as you can see, in less than 10 minutes, we've managed to accomplish the same amount that I did in 50 with a stone pickaxe, or roughly the same amount anyway. So I'm just going to keep doing this until we've cleared out the top. See you later. Alright, we've run into a storage issue. So I think this is a good time to show you how to upgrade your better barrels. As you can see in Walia up the top there, you have a structural level which reads 0 in upgrade slots, 0 out of 0. That means that because the structural level is 0, it has 0 upgrade slots, which means this cannot be upgraded. What we need to do to upgrade the better barrel is we need to improve its structural level. So in order to do that, the first level of structural upgrade, if I turn on NEI there and we look up structure overall, yep, the Mark 1 structure upgrade takes 4 planks and 4 fences. Wood is an issue right now, but we may be able to pull this off. We need 4 planks. Well, we just pulled it off. So fences in the corners, planks there, and structural upgrade. Shift right click and you get structural level 1, upgrade slots 1 of 1, which means you have 1 available of 1 total. It's not that there is 1 used of 1 available. So I'm just going to grab some more wood. That should do fine for the for this. And if we then look up storage rather than structural, this is the first storage upgrade. What slots used? 1. We have 1 available, so that is the one that we want to use. We need 1 better barrel and 2 pistons. So a better barrel means that we're going to need more wood. Again, not an issue. Hello, skeleton. Alright, that should be enough. There's a werecat down there. I think I'll kill it before it spots me. Get the jump on it rather than it on me. One chest. And I believe I already have, yep, so 7 oak and a slab. We have a better barrel. The next part we need is just plain wood. We needed 2 pistons, so that's 2 iron, 2 redstone. We have the cobble and the wood on us. And that's a storage upgrade. Now you'll notice on this one we have a total of 64 stacks max, or 4,096 items total. Now we can do 128 stacks max. So we've just doubled the storage in here. So now I can store all that cobble. Alright, so I'm going to get back to digging and I'll see you all very soon. And there we have it. Sledgehammer made quick work of all this, all in all, I think. The next part that we have to start doing now is I'm just going to quickly dump this cobble over into the barrel. But we're going to have to start carving out the pillars and then repairing any of the areas that we don't want. That's basically anything that's not stone like this, which is why much earlier I had already cooked up a whole lot of stone in preparation for this. Yeah, so about carving out the pillars. It's very simple work. So over on these ones you can see it's 2 vertical, then 1 in. So count 2 down, take 1 out. And then it's 2 there, 1, 2. And then it's just nothing along the bottom. Just like that. And then you simply repeat that for the other side. It's already done here, so that's 2 sides. Three and 4, and that's 1 pillar cap completely designed, other than making the simple repairs. Just taking out this limestone and that dirt and replacing it with nice stone. And we're going to have to do that for the roof and everything as well. So before we dig any further down, I'm going to go over the whole place and replace the bits of roof that are dirt or limestone or little bits of ore here and there with stone. There we are. Oh, not quite. It should be right though. Yes, indeed. As you can see, there's a little corner over there on that one. It's already grabbed my attention, so there we are. Did I miss any others on these? I don't think so. On the back of this one. Always good to double check. The other thing is, if we didn't do this now and then we decide to dig down further into the hall, it's going to make it much harder to fix later on, because then we're going to have to scaffold up, and that'll be no fun. So again, 2 down, just like that, and the gravel has dislodged. And while making these pillars out of marble would be nice, I don't think we have quite that much marble. We might do something like that for later on though. I think that would be quite nice. Somewhere else in the mountain halls having big marble pillars. Yep. This one is made of a lot of gravel. That's right. Through the magic of Minecraft and the fact that structural integrity doesn't matter whatsoever, it'll be easy enough to hide. Just like that. let's just hope that none of that comes back to bite me. Here we go. Alright, 2 more pieces of gravel. 3 apparently. Torch. And for now I think we'll leave these torches here. I'll figure out better lighting for them in general a bit later, I think. I have some ideas that I want to do for the pillars. But as we dig further down, I'll show you what I mean. Here's how we can do these pillars the very mechanical way. Alright, oh, piece of amber. Did spot that before, I just didn't remember to take it out. And there we have it, 3 completely stone pillar caps. Okay, so I'm just going to pause here, check the time of the episode, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, we have actually hit 30 minutes, and so I am going to end the episode here. I'm actually quite proud of myself for getting around 30 minutes. What I'll do between episodes is I'll make the repairs to this roof and the walls to make it all stone, and then when we come back, all we'll really have to do in the next episode is start digging downward to completing the base of the hall. So I guess I'll see you then. Bye.